Episode 6 and the war is over, but England feels pretty gloomy. But there is one last hurrah allowed for the British Empire. It's a freezing day in February 1947 and the royal family arrives in Portsmouth to set off on a glorious mission. This is what turned out to be our newest, but last ever battleship, the mighty HMS Vanguard. And coming aboard is not just the King and Queen, but their two daughters, Elizabeth and Margaret. And there in the back is my dad. This was the first royal tour after the war. The mission was to sail to Cape Town to give special thanks to South Africa for their loyal support in the fighting. And they had an absolute ball. For the first and only time, film reels showed our future queen properly goofing about. My dad and his mates played games we've never heard of, like cat and mouse. And as always, when they crossed the equator, and all the newbies were getting dunked in gloop by King Neptune, the two princesses were given their own hazing, with a blob of jelly on the nose. Dad was dressed as a bear during all of this, you understand. And they arrived at Cape Town to huge crowds and weeks of parties and balls that are really difficult to animate. Dad chatted to the princesses loads of times, all lovingly recorded in his diary. The key moment was Elizabeth recording her famous 21st birthday radio address to play around the empire, where she said she would dedicate her life to us, whether it be long or short. You can find it on YouTube, and it will break your heart. But there was a secret mission for the Vanguard. $500 million, in today's money, in gold bars, was loaded up and sailed back to Blighty. It was the loan we needed to pay off war debt. And back in Pompey, Dad watched all that gold get loaded onto a goods wagon, with just one fellow with an umbrella taking charge of it all. Now, fast forward. Every 5 years, there was a reunion at the palace and everyone got steadily old and crusty. Now, do you remember at her Platinum Jubilee, the Queen had tea with Paddington? Well, for fun, I put up an illustration of both of them watching the march past, each holding a marmalade sanger. It just so happened that one of our village mums worked at the palace and thought the Queen would like to see it, so she messaged me to bring a hard copy over. I was all action and raced one over to her house. But in it, I had put a note saying that the Queen might be tickled to know it was drawn by the son of a Vanguard shipmate. Well, I was told she did indeed enjoy the little picture, and she remembered my dad well. They both died in that same year.